What is going on, everybody? Jamie Shaw here on the Absolute Basketball Experience. And on today's episode of Coach's Corner, we have Clemson assistant coach Anthony Goins. Anthony's topic is talking about creating within the 3-second rule, creating as time's running down off the bounce. Really good presentation. Really excited for you guys to see it. If you would please, in the comments below, leave topic that you'd like to hear from us next on these Coach's Corners. We're bringing in college coaches from around the country to share their expertise with other coaches. And it's an absolutely free thing. We do this every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Very excited for you guys to see what Anthony Goins has from Clemson. It's a great presentation. He does a great job, articulates really well what it is he's trying to put across and all that kind of stuff. But before we get into it, if you would please go ahead and subscribe to this channel. If you would please go ahead and hit the like button, give it a thumbs up. And if you enjoy what he says, feel free to share it across your platforms as well. But without further ado, here is Clemson assistant coach Anthony Goins on the Absolute Basketball Experience Coach's Corner with Jamie Shaw. Thank you very much. What is going on, everybody? I appreciate y'all all coming in today. Very excited about today's topic, about today's coach, Coach Goins. He's been all the way through the ranks as a coach, starting off in the prep school world, getting into the Ivy League, both at Dartmouth and then Yale, then going over to Quinnipiac with Baker Dunleavy, and now he's at Clemson with Coach Brad Brownell. Very good. The thing that impresses me most about Coach Goins is his ability to recruit and build relationships with the players. This goes far without saying, being able to, get the players that he gets to the places that he gets them at. It's been very impressive. But today's topic, teaching perimeter decisions to create advantages, something that everybody can attest to, that every coach needs at every level and stuff. So very excited about what he brings to the table. But without further ado, here is Anthony Goins on the Absolute Basketball Coach's Corner. Thank you, Anthony.
Thanks, Jamie. I appreciate you having me. Always a ton of respect for everything that you do for the game and recruiting, and then also, just for kind of North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, in the States, and all the work you do of helping out the kids, and then bringing this opportunity together for people to kind of come together, grow, and learn. I've been fortunate to be some great places and work under some great head coaches. In college, Paul Cormier, who, he was a NBA assistant, and learned a lot from him, and learned, a lot about Princeton offense and things like that. And then James Jones at Yale, and Baker Dunleavy at Quinnipiac, who obviously he was, associate head coach at Villanova when they won a national championship, and learned a lot there. And then just being here with Coach Brownell, and just kind of seeing how he teaches things, and he's a true teacher of the game, and the things that he does to help guys be aggressive as possible. So like, this is kind of just things that we kind of implement here at Clemson, and then some things that I try to teach my perimeter group of guys. I think everybody can understand that the most difficult situation is you go in and you're going to play a team that they're not going to let you run any of your stuff. Like, we play against Florida State, like, you're not running any of your stuff, and you have to know how to play. And I think helping your guys develop a mindset of being aggressive, and teaching them how to make perimeter decisions, and teaching them how to play, and putting them in situations and drills and practice where they're learning how to make decisions. It helps them on the court when the most difficult situation comes and they're being pressured and they have to make decisions. So we're going to talk, I'm going to kind of talk about how we help develop that mindset in our drills, show you some examples of, what happens when you aren't as aggressive on the perimeter and not ready to make decisions. And then also show you some great clips of guys who are, just kind of being off the ball, thinking and ready to make plays. That's what we kind of talk to our guys about a lot, is like, you have to be thinking when you're off the ball and ready to make a play. All right. So we'll get right into it. So the first thing, that we really want to focus on is like the purpose of the perimeter decisions, right? I think it's great because it's less predictable. And like I said, it'll help you guys, or help your guys be prepared for the most difficult situation, which is again, you got a great game plan, but they're not going to let you run any of your stuff. They're going to pressure you. You can't run any of your stuff. It'll help you create fouls, right? But as they learn to become better decision makers and learn how to be aggressive, I think a lot of times we tell kids and tell players that you have to be aggressive, but they don't really know what that means. They don't know, does it mean take more shots? Does it mean I got to run into 5 people and throw up a shot? Like, this is teaching them how to be aggressive and create fouls and get your team into the bonus, faster, right? And then also, especially guys that can shoot, who may not be as physical, it can help them learn how to start to embrace and seek out contact, so those guys aren't as one-dimensional as some people may think, right? It also, as you're aggressive, and I talk to my guys about, being a hunter every day of the hunting season, not just on a perfect day. So, being a guy who's gonna, every single possession, every single time you touch the ball, you're putting pressure on the defense by making them think that you're getting ready to make a decision, or you're getting ready to shoot, you're getting ready to score. You're off the ball thinking like, what am I getting ready to do next, right? So as you're kind of hunting down how to be aggressive on offense, the defense is starting to get antsy, and they're like, well, I gotta close out on this guy fast. And I don't care how fast or slow you are, if you get a guy running at you, if you shot fake him, and you can rip past him because he's coming so fast at you, the decisions become a little bit easier, and that's how you start kind of creating fouls and getting in a bonus. And then it's going to help put teams in rotation. Coach Brownell constantly talks about, like, hey, we want to score off of situations where we can draw 2, and I'll show you guys clips of that. But we talk a lot about being able to draw 2. So as you beat your man and someone else steps up, right? Like, now you've drawn 2. I got my man behind me. I had somebody else step up. I've drawn 2 people. So now I just have to make the right decision of, am I kicking to someone? Am I shooting? Like, I have to find the open man. What's the situation? But we want to be able to put teams in rotation by drawing 2, and being aggressive on the perimeter and making perimeter decisions will help them do that without having to use their dribble as much. Everybody knows the more you have to use your dribble to try to beat guys, the harder it becomes. Teams load up, and that's one of the easier things to play against, especially if you can hunker down your defense and just force them to take a contested 2. And so as you put the teams in rotation because you drew 2, now you're putting yourself in a better position for offensive rebounds as well. So establishing that aggressive mindset, right? Establishing that aggressive mindset. So it starts in shooting drills, right? First thing we want to talk to our guys about is their footwork and their shooting the ball. And we're talking about to them, as you're waiting for a pass, you want to attack the ball with your hands, attack the ball with your feet, but you also want to attack the line and be looking at the rim. So now the defense goes, okay, he might shoot this. He's ready to shoot this. So now there's a different type of urgency to close out. So when you're shooting drills, you want to be meticulous on their footwork of attacking the ball and attacking the line, and constantly looking at the rim and getting their feet ready to be able to go be aggressive. Now, a small disclaimer: like, as you're teaching this mindset, especially in practice, you have to understand that as they're learning how to be aggressive, and as they're learning how to make that decision of, I should shoot this, he's too close, I should drive this, it could lead to some bad shots early. It could lead to some bad shots, but you're getting, in practice, you want to get as many repetitions as possible, and just them starting to get that feeling of, he's too close, I need to drive it, he's helping too much, I can run through a pass, and things like that. But your drills, just from one-on-0 shooting, however you do your shooting drills, it should start to drive home that mindset, and you should be talking to your guys about, hey man, you're off the ball thinking you're going to shoot this. You got to be thinking you're going to shoot it. You got to attack the line with your feet, attack the line with your hands, attack the ball with your hands, and you're being aggressive, right? And then as you catch the ball, and this is an NBA term, you want to make 0.5 decisions. So you want to make your decision in 0.5 seconds. You got a quick chance to make a decision of, like, whether I need to be shooting this ball, whether I need to be driving the ball. So the faster you can make those decisions, the easier the transition is in terms of being able to go be aggressive and put pressure on the defense. So again, you got 0.5 seconds to make that decision of, am I shooting it? Am I driving it? Or do I just need to make a pass? But in order to do that, again, you have to be off the ball, ready to make a play. So you have to be engaged in the game, off the ball. Like, okay, there's an action going on over here. Like if the ball gets swung this way, my man's in help. Okay, I'm ready to shoot this. Or he's too far over. I'm ready to run through this, whatever it may be. And so again, reading your man, your position off the ball, and you want to be able to attack closeouts. And then as you attack these closeouts, you also want to be able to play in straight lines. So as we talk about playing in straight lines, and I'll show examples of this as well. We want to put them on a path where basically they're going to clip the man's shoulder. And we practice this trying to clip the guy's shoulder on the way by, again, to create that blocking foul. But it also puts you on a straight line path to the rim. So as you talk to them about like, okay, I shot fake and I rip, I'm going in a straight line. I'm trying to take a piece of his shoulder with me to create that foul because he closed out close to me, and if the referee doesn't call the foul, fine. I'm still going in a straight line towards the rim and I'm putting pressure on the rim and making sure that I'm trying to draw to and putting the team in rotation. All right. So here's just us doing some just basic shooting drills. This is our 6-make drill right here, where we have 2 guys at a basket, and all they're doing is again focusing on their footwork. As you can see, from everybody, they're attacking the ball with their feet. They're getting their feet down fast, and we start at mid-range. So you got to make 6. Each guy's going to shoot 3 shots, going back and forth, mid-range to starts from corner to wing and goes wing to elbow, elbow to elbow, elbow to wing, and then wing to corner. And then we move out to 3 and do the exact same thing. So between the 2 of you, you got to make 6 shots. But again, it's just really the detail, the focus on the footwork. You can see the guys are focusing on getting square on their shot and getting their feet down as fast as possible so that they can be aggressive. And the whole time we're talking to these guys about being aggressive with their feet, attacking the ball, right? Here they bump it out to 3. As you see on the main court, the guys are at 3. They're attacking the ball. As you see, he attacks it with his inside foot right here. He gets his feet down. He's square already, and the shot's going up quick. So we're talking to those guys about it the whole time of being aggressive with their feet, attacking the ball with their feet, and attacking the line with their feet. So this is kind of how we start the mindset of, just being really aggressive and helping to start making the perimeter decisions. All right, let me just get my titles up here. All right, so here's a possession. I'm gonna show you guys actually some possessions of us not doing it well, right? Like being indecisive, not ready to make decisions, and the kind of shots it leads to. All right, so we get no one kind of looking at the rim. So it leads to shots, one-on-one shots over your own man, as opposed to being able to draw 2. Again, not being as aggressive. Guys aren't looking at the rim, not putting pressure on the defense. Contested shot. So again, we do this situation, we actually do draw 2, right? We use a ball screen to draw 2. But the guys on the perimeter aren't ready. He's not ready to make a decision. So we kick to the corner, and he makes a 0.5 decision of, I got to pass it. I have to pass it. But he's not ready to make a decision. He's indecisive about it. And then we lose the advantage. And once you lose the advantage, these are the shots so it's about being able to make those decisions so that once you get the advantage, you can get something out of it. All right. So again, just indecisive. Guys aren't ready to make decisions. We get a good situation. We draw two, but he's not ready. He's not ready to make that decision. So then we lose our advantage and don't get as good of a shot. And a couple more. Not as aggressive. Leads the shots over your man. All right. So here we talked about footwork. Wasn't ready to make a decision. Doesn't make a 0.5 decision. Footwork is bad. Steps out of bounds. All right. We do a good job. We make a 0.5 decision. Poor footwork. Right. Poor footwork. Step out of bounds. But you can see he's trying to shot fake and then go be aggressive to the rim, but he just has poor footwork. Then the last clip right here. So we get a good look for a three, but his footwork doesn't take him to attacking the line, and it changes everything. Changes everything. It's poor footwork. All right. So I'm gonna go through these 0.5 decisions and show you a couple clips, and then allow for some questions. But as we talk about 0.5 decisions, again, as I mentioned before, we want to be consistent with our footwork. That's number one. Be consistent with our footwork. Attack the pass and attack the line, right? And then as the guys are starting to make their decisions in their mind, they're thinking short closeout or no high hands. They're shooting it. They're shooting it. Like they're already off the ball. They're thinking they're shooting the ball, right? And for if you guys have inconsistent shooters or guys who may not be as good of a shooter, my thought process in terms of and our thought process in terms of that is if there's room to shoot, then there's room to drive, right? So you can turn it into a post up for those guys. They can drive at them and turn it into a post up. And we found out that our guards posting up has created a lot of situations where we're able to draw two and kick out because people just automatically collapse, and your guards end up being your better passers. So as they post up, they end up getting guys good shots on the perimeter and drawing two, right? On the hard closeout, to take away your shot, right? It's either, again, you're thinking you're shooting the ball, they close out hard to you to take away your shot, right? It's shot fake, right? Rip or jab, and then you're in a straight line. And again, you're looking to get a piece of his shoulder to create that blocking foul and a straight line drive, all right? And then on long closeouts, as you're reading the guy's foreign help, or it's a ball reversal, he's too far in the gap. Your guy comes off a ball screen, throws it back, he chips too low. It's either shot or you're looking to run through the pass. You're looking to run through the pass. So I'll show you guys a couple examples of just here. Now here's some decision-making drills that we use. I know OKC used these as well. So again, you got two guys going to the corner. And again, I think any type of skill development that you do is fantastic, but I also think there should be, and we try to put a huge emphasis on our skill development of them being able to make decisions too from the perimeter. I think it's great, to do the skills and drills, but if they don't know when to use them, or if they don't have the fundamentals and the footwork to be able to go and implement those things that you're teaching them, it's all for naught. So this is one of the things that we'll do as well too, right? So as you see, he knows this guy has a long closeout. He runs through the pass, and his first mindset is straight line drive. I'm going to go dunk the basketball. I'm going to go dunk the basketball. right? That's a mindset we constantly try to create with these guys. You're going to go dunk it unless someone steps up, and then you're playing off of 2 feet. So here you get a bad situation. The guy, he's not ready to make a play, shifts his feet and travels. You can tell he knows he's not ready to make that 0.5 decision. So here, the guy has a short closeout, but he gives him his top foot. So he knows one quick jab, I can get downhill, and then he's thinking he's going to dunk it. But if someone comes over, now I've drawn 2, and I got to play off my footwork, deliver a good pass out to the perimeter, right? Like this is what no matter what play you run, like this is what the plays end up looking like. I drive, someone steps up, I got to make a good decision and get my teammate a shot. All right, again, longer closeout, he attacks it and just runs through the pass. And we practice this, kind of running through that pass and being able to put the ball down as fast as possible and having kickouts, getting good looks. All right, so now they add 3 into it. So again, he drives, he's trying to go in a straight line. He realizes he draws 2. Kick out, just making these constant perimeter decisions, right? So here he uses a shot fake, right? He's thinking he's shooting it. It puts that pressure on the defense of I have to contest, and all he needs him to do is go up just 1 second, right? And like we're talking to our guys, all you need them is to do is this, and you can get by. You can get by. And now he's able to draw 2. He gets his teammate a great shot on the perimeter. All right. So here, this throwback guy on this ball screen, he's looking at his man. He's looking at his man, and he sees he's getting ready to chip this way too low. He's getting ready to chip it way too low. So in his mind, there's no chance that he can recover to me in time in order for him to get a great contest. So he knows I'm shooting this ball. I'm shooting this ball unless he just completely runs at me. Attacks the line with his feet, get a great shot. So again, he's off the ball. He sees his man's flat-footed. He doesn't see him. He's thinking to himself like, he can't see me. He can't see me. Coach talks about constantly reading your man. He knows he's shooting it. He knows he's shooting it already. Right here, he comes off this screen. He knows his man's getting nailed. Again, in his mind, he's letting this ball go. He's letting this ball go. All right, so now we got a perimeter 4-man kind of matched up versus more of a 5. He knows he's helping way too much. There's no chance of him, knowing that this screen is coming. He's not ready for it. I'm getting this in his mind, I'm attacking this ball and I'm shooting it. So now he reads his man. So he makes a 0.5 decision. I can't do anything. I pass the ball. My man relaxes. He's too far in the gap. He knows he's shooting his ball. He knows it's up. So constantly talking about, them being off the ball, reading their man of when you can get this shot off. So again, he knows, hey, he's flat-footed. He's chipping way too low. He's way too far in help. He made that decision already that he was shooting that ball, and he was ready to make a second decision after it. Closes out, hops out to him, hands down. I'm shooting this ball. I'm shooting this ball. And again, sometimes it may lead to some bad shots, but it's going to help them be able to make decisions and be aggressive. So transition here. So the ball gets kicked ahead. Now he's got to make a 0.5 decision. I got nothing. This decision's got to be quick. He knows he's way too far in his paint. The shot's going up. Right, again, reading that help, reading how they are off the ball. Couple more. Again, he knows he chips off of this. He's too far. Helping. I'm letting this ball go. All right. So now the second part of it is they're off the ball, ready to make a decision. They're being aggressive with their shot, right? And as people close out to you, now you can start to make perimeter decisions. And again, we want to play in straight lines, and you start to create fouls on the perimeter. Just that touch right there. So because he's been aggressive shooting the ball, because he's attacking that line, the guy feels like he's got to close out that much harder. He's like, all right, I can't get this shot off, shot fake. I'm going in a straight line, make him foul me. So now you're getting yourself in a bonus. You're creating perimeter fouls. And again, you're teaching them to try to take a piece of their shoulder on the way by. So here, again, Florida State, they do a great job of really pressuring you. We get a poor possession, turns into a great result because of somebody's aggression. He's looking to shoot this ball. They know he's aggressive. They run at him. Again, he's looking to get a piece of him. Now we're creating perimeter fouls, again, getting ourselves in a bonus. Shot fake, he's going in that straight line, trying to get a piece of their shoulder, creating perimeter fouls by just being aggressive off of your shot. Again, just that hand touch right there and playing on a straight line and them trying to take away your shot and them feeling like they have to run at you, you create perimeter fouls. And then guys being able to make the 0.5 decision of like, I need to make a pass, drawing two, getting great shots for our teammates. Again, just guys staying with it, staying with their aggression. He makes multiple 0.5 decisions. So as the ball gets kicked to him, he knows he's got a long closeout. I can run through it. I want to play off 2 feet, kick. Now I got to make another 0.5 decision, get my teammate a good look. Again, put you in great position to get offensive rebounds. All right. Hey, any questions so far on things that we teach or mindset or whatever it may be, but before I kind of get into the second level decisions that they're going to make?
Yeah, I got a question real quick. How often, again, Adam Hood, UTSA, how often do you guys work on like footwork? I've heard you talk about having good feet, and I mean, we don't do any footwork drills. How often do you guys just break it down and work on just footwork?
We're talking about their footwork in every single drill. Every single shooting drill, we're talking about their footwork. We know it's the fundamentals of them being able to play aggressive. And coach is really fanatical about, your footwork of attacking the line, attacking that ball, putting pressure on the defense. So it makes your read that much easier of like whether they're closing out short or whether it's a long closeout. or whether you need to shoot the ball. So any shooting drill, whether it's one-on-one, whether it's a team shooting drill, pre-game, it doesn't matter. We are harping on footwork. Coach is really, really big on being able to attack that line. And also even in catch and shoot situations, he calls it shot prep, having that shooting foot back, attacking the ball, attacking that line, and being really aggressive to shoot the basketball so that you can make decisions off of it. It's the basis of every single thing we do. Like there's not a time, there's not a drill that we're gonna do where we're not gonna talk and really, really put an emphasis on their footwork, and teaching them how to be aggressive because they have great footwork. And then also it just limits on our travels. The game, they're calling more and more travels in the game, and just being persistent on people's footwork will eliminate travels and turnovers.
Hey, thanks.
Hey, piggybacking on his question, Coach, is there any particular drills that you do just for footwork? Just focusing, how do you teach them to, if I coach high school ball, so I'm more so pertaining to like your freshmen who come in and maybe haven't concentrated so much on feet or footwork. Is there particular drills you guys do just for feet?
So we'll not just 4 feet, but what we'll do is we'll have the guy, kind of start in the corner. You'll have a line in the corner, coach in the slot, and we're saying, hey, we're getting up catch and shoot shots. But the only way, you can get up the catch and shoot shot is if they're gonna sprint up to the ball, meet it with their feet, and getting their feet turned and getting, that momentum, attacking the line. So we'll talk to them about focusing on attacking that line, attacking the ball with their hands, attacking the ball with their feet, having great shot prep, and really focusing on that. We're not necessarily, focusing on the makes and misses, but understanding that the basis of it is that we got to have great footwork. So we're focusing on their footwork and the shot prep of it, more than the end result of it. So, we'll kind of do that early on, and we may say, hey man, that as long as the other things with their shot are good, that normally leads to great situations where you're getting at least good misses.
Thank you.
Coach. No.
Yeah.
Oh, you can go ahead.
You got it, boss. You got it.
Oh, well, my question, as far as aggression, that you always get those players that come in and they're laid back or whatever, and they don't naturally have that aggressive mindset. What are some tactics that you guys use to try to instill that into them?
Yeah. So the other thing, we'll kind of do that same shooting drill that we were talking about, and we may have a coach passing or a manager passing, and then I'll be the defense. I'll be the help defender. And so what I'll do is I'll start off and I'll close out to them short, so they start to get the progression. And so they're starting in the corner. They got to go meet the pass with their feet, have great shot prep, and then I'm closing out short to them or closing out with my hands aren't up. So now I'm telling them, hey man, you got 0.5 seconds to get this shot off. And your feet are gonna help you do it. So they know, like, I gotta go into this ball, I gotta have great shot prep. I'm getting into it, and the shot is going up quick. And it's going up like that because he's closing out short to me, or he's not close enough to take away my shot. So as they get comfortable with that, like I'm off the ball, I see him way too far and help. I'm coming into it, thinking I'm shooting it. As they start to really get that mindset of thinking they're shooting it, and being aggressive with their footwork, then the next level of it is then I'll close out to them and take away their shot. So now they have same footwork, they're attacking the ball, great shot prep. I'm closing out to them, I'm taking away their shot, and now they're thinking shot fake, rip, and again, straight line drive. And again, I'll either have a pad or just be me, but they have to get a piece of my shoulder as they go by and play in a straight line. They have to get a piece of my shoulder and play on a straight line. So as they're trying to power through, the contact, it starts to develop a mindset of like, I'm going to get the contact. I'm going to get it. So the first step of it is really focusing on their feet, focusing on them being aggressive, to attack the line and having great shot prep and knowing, okay, I'm into my shot quick. I'm into my shot quick. And as that becomes a habit, now they start, okay, now the next is to read, okay, he closed out on me hard. He's taking away my shot. All right. I can't shoot it. I thought I could shoot it. I can't shoot it. So now I have to rip it, and I need to go in a straight line towards the rim so that I can either dunk or get somebody to step over. And now I drew two people, and I can make the right decision after that. But in order to do that, in order to go in a straight line, I need to try to take a piece of his shoulder. And again, you get situations where you get blocking fouls, and you get, perimeter fouls, but that starts to develop a more aggressive mindset in them, where they're going to seek out the contact, as opposed to you feeling like, okay, well, this guy's he doesn't know how to be aggressive, and like he thinks he's got to go, put his body on the line and throw it all over at the rim and things like that. But really, it's just being able to, utilize his aggressiveness on the perimeter to go seek out the contact, and you teach them and develop a mindset of seeking out contact in order to play in straight lines, and how that helps them make them better decision makers.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Coach.
No problem.
Coach, how you doing? Brandon Cosby down here in Miami-Dade.
What's going on, Brandon? How you doing, man?
Not much. Chris Vincent says hello, man.
Oh, tell my guy I said hello.
Will do. Now, when you say attack the line, now, do you have a preference versus inside foot 1-2 or 2 foot jump stop, or you don't really mess with the guy's shot as far as the lower half, or what is your philosophy on shooting?
So, I think it kind of depends on the situation. We'll work a lot on, kind of coming to meet that pass and having an inside foot up. But there's also time, like off a ball screen, where we may actually go kind of a little bit higher on the wing. So if a guy's in the corner and, we get somebody coming off a wing ball screen and he's coming, he's lifting up, and we throw back, the guy lifting may actually go a little bit past the wing and then kind of step into the shot and get his shoulders completely square.
Okay.
But I think it depends on how you are kind of reading off the ball. But I think the most important thing is whether they utilize their inside foot or whether they utilize, their outside foot. Because sometimes guys are just, in terms of being able to get their feet down, like one foot's just more dominant than the other, and it's not comfortable for them.
Correct.
I think the biggest thing is getting their feet facing that rim, and then them getting into their shot and not having to turn, to get to the shot. So them, as they're catching the ball, their feet are already facing the rim, and they're putting pressure on the rim by just their feet facing the rim and them thinking they're going to shoot it. So no matter what footwork they use, I think the biggest thing to harp on is like your feet need to be facing that rim as you're catching the ball so that you can get into your shot.
Gotcha. Thank you.
No problem.
Coach, I got a question. How often do you guys do live ball, like scrimmage drills? Because as you said, when you're first learning this, it takes a lot of time to like make the best decision. So how often are you guys doing a lot of game speed drills?
Well, we try to do everything game speed. So even like the decision-making drill, that you guys saw from the Thunder, like we'll do things like that, but like it's basically live, and it may be myself and a manager, it may be 2 walk-ons on defense, but as they start to, get better with the fundamentals of their feet, now it's, okay, we're going to mix it up and we're going to make you make the decision. So you got to read, okay, is this guy closing out too hard? Okay, I need to drive it. All right, now I'm in a straight line. I clipped his shoulder. I'm going in a straight line. I'm trying to dunk it. Somebody steps over. Okay, now I'm playing off of 2 feet, and I got to find my teammate. Right? So it may start as 2-on-2 of them making that decision, or he closed out short, shot, it's going up. He ran at me, rip, I'm going by, I'm going to the rim. Somebody steps over, play off 2, find my teammate. So we may start at 2-on-2, and then now we may move it to 3-on-3. Okay, now he's making a decision. Okay, I can't shoot it. I'm driving it. Somebody steps over. I kick to my teammate. I play off 2, kick to my teammate. Now my teammate's got to make a 0.5 decision. Is he shooting it, or is somebody else closing out to him, and he's got to make a 0.5 decision of passing it and get somebody else a shot? And then, as they start to become better with those decisions and start to become more comfortable with it, it just becomes a natural progression as we go into 5-on-5. And, there's a ball screen throwback. Okay, now it's decision time. Ball gets kicked ahead, and now it's decision time. I'm playing off my shot. I'm going to meet the pass. I'm tacking the line. Now it's decision time. But it requires everybody on the perimeter to be off the ball, thinking about what's going on, being engaged. Because if you just wait for it to get to you and you catch it, now the decision is over. The guy's going to be there, and the only thing you can do is pass it, and you end up playing windshield wiper offense. And coach talks about a lot of times the play after the play. So we run the play, we draw two. Now somebody passes, and a decision has to be made quickly. So we'll do three in a huddle, we call it, where coach will have the offense. They'll run. He'll give them 3 plays. They have to go out there and execute it, and that's when the kind of the play after the play comes into effect of you have to be off the ball ready to make a decision. Like we run all of our plays, we're trying to create an advantage so that we can get a great shot off. But when it comes decision making time and the ball is thrown to you, are you off the ball ready to make a decision and ready to go make a play so that we can draw two and make them play out of that?
Thank you.
No problem. No problem. Any other ones? All right, so I'm gonna move on to the second, their second level decisions now. Again, so we got the aggressive mindset, and that continues. So they realize, okay, I can't shoot the ball. I'm playing in a straight line. I'm trying to go dunk it. I'm trying to put pressure on the rim, and now I have to make the decision of, did somebody come over, which means I drew 2 people, and once I draw 2 people, I got to play off 2 feet. I got to play off 2 feet. So I'm playing off of 2 feet, and I'm looking, again, making a decision. Can I finish at the rim, or am I kicking to one of my teammates, and now they have to make a 0.5 decision? So the mindset of, I can't shoot it, I'm trying to get a piece of his shoulder, continues that aggressive mindset that we had with the footwork, right? And then I'm going to dunk the ball, and if somebody steps over, I'm playing off 2 feet. And so now the second part of that is like, okay, you didn't beat your man. You made a decision, but you didn't beat your man. Giving them options of things they can do, as opposed to just stopping and picking the ball up and everybody going back out to the perimeter and taking away their options. One that we really like to use, especially with our bigger guards, is you just turn it into a post up. You just turn it into a post up. And again, you use that to draw 2 people, and you'll see some examples. And then the other one is if he's on my side and I don't want to kind of throw up a running hook, we practice we call it back foot pivot or rondo move, where you're stopping, you're using this momentum against them, and you're letting them go so that you can turn around and get a shot at the rim, or you may draw 2 people, and now you're making that pass. So some examples. So again, because he's a really aggressive and his feet are facing the rim, he's thinking he's shooting it. He puts pressure on the defense to close out to him hard. Now he can straight line drive, create a foul on the perimeter. Same thing. So now that shot fake gets him to play him close, straight line drive, attacking the rim, playing off of 2 feet in the paint. So we get a skip. He closes out, shot fake, playing on straight lines. He's, as you can see, he moves his body to get back in a straight line. So here we get a kick out, shot fake. I just need him. I don't need him to jump high. I just need him to put that hand up and get off of his feet just a little bit. And now he's playing in a straight line. Somebody steps up, plays off 2 feet. Guys are being aggressive to go score. So here we get a throwback. Again, he's reading his man. He knows he's chipping way too low. I'm coming into it. You see his feet. So he didn't have inside foot. He attacks the line. He kind of goes past the wing a little bit. He attacks the line with his feet. Shot fake, straight line drive, right to the rim. So doesn't have great footwork, but shot fake. I get him to play me close. Freeze him. Now I can go. I'm playing in straight lines to the rim. Same scenario. So again, he's off the ball. He knows, okay, if this ball gets swung to me, I have to be ready to shoot. He's reading his man. As this ball is over here, he's reading his man. He's looking at his man right now and saying he's way too far over. I got a 5-man on me. I know he's closing out hard. Shot fake. I can play in a straight line. I'm trying to go dunk it. Same scenario. Again, we get a good baseline drive right here. He makes a 0.5 decision. If I can't shoot it, I one more it. Now he's thinking shot. He takes it away, playing a straight line, play off 2 feet. So now we're trying to figure out how we can create this advantage. Where can we get an advantage? All right, we draw 2. I know he's going to close out on me hard. I attack the line with my feet, shot fake, going to the rim. There's somebody there. Pull up off 2 feet. All right, another scenario. Again, they're off the ball. He knows he read his man. He's way too far over. I know he's sprinting at me. Straight line, play off 2 feet. Now, he didn't make the great decision at the end of it, but just constantly playing off of 2 feet. So again, they're just off the ball. They're reading their man off the ball. They know I need to play in straight lines, trying to attack the rim. Here, he does a great job. Tevin's really aggressive shooter. He knows that one shot fake can get him up. All right, I draw 2, play off 2 feet. Now I can get my teammate a shot. So them playing off of 2 feet allows them, not only as they get closer to the rim to be on balance and be able to finish at the rim, but also be able to stop and make passes. Too many times they get themselves in a situation where they're playing off of 1 foot and they can't make passes out of it. Shot fake, straight line drive. I drew 2 people. All right, now let's play out of it. Feel free to chime in with any questions if you got them. So he does a great job utilizing his shot fake. His feet are facing the rim. He's being aggressive, getting guys wide open looks. Shot fake, straight line drive, dump down now. Now he's reading second levels. Him being aggressive off of his shot allows him to get rid of the first guy. And now I just have to, so you see everybody does it. Like everybody's off the ball thinking, boom, get him up. Okay, straight line. 0.5 decision. Everybody's off the ball thinking, and they're off the ball ready to make a play. So it's putting pressure on the defense, and they're in scramble mode. And so you get good looks. They're trying to figure out how to draw 2. Shot fake, play off 2 feet. All right, here we get a back foot pivot. So that shot fake right there, he didn't feel like his footwork was right to get his shot off, but he knows if I'm aggressive with my feet and looking at the rim, as long as I can get him up, I can go by. They do a great job of helping. We get a great back foot pivot, give him a good look. Same scenario. Gave him a quick shot fake to get him to play close. I just need him to get close so I can get a step. So now here they're just attacking the closeout. So he's just ripping right by because he knows he's running full speed at him. There's nothing he can do. Still trying to play on straight lines. So what playing on straight lines allows him to do, like even though he pushes him a little bit here, he's still able to, kind of stay on his line, and he's being the aggressor in terms of going to seek out contact. Same thing. He knows he's got a long closeout. So we get in the paint, kick. He's got a long closeout. I'm running right through it, playing off 2 feet. Running right through it, playing off 2 feet. So he's reading. My man's flat. He's not paying attention. I'm running right through this pass. He puts the ball down first. I draw 2, get the defense in rotation. Great look. Again, so constantly being aggressive. Again, he reads that his man's way too low. His heels are to the baseline. He can't see him. So he knows I can run through this pass. And again, he's making a great decision. I'm going to attack the rim. Somebody steps up, stop, play off 2 feet, get a layup. So you see all these guys are in stances off the ball. They're thinking. He knows, okay, he's got a trail. I'm running right through this pass. I'm getting into the paint and I'm putting pressure on the defense. Throwback, as we talked about before, throwback, ball reversal. He chips way too low. He's in the paint. There's nothing he can do to stop me from running through this pass. So here we get a overplay a little bit. He jumps the lane, ripping right through. You see he stops on 2 feet. So he rips through it. He stops on 2 feet. I drew 2. Now I just got to find the open guy. So not only the footwork of attacking the pass, having great shot prep, but the footwork of being aggressive. And then when somebody steps up, stop and play off of 2 feet so that you can figure out where the open guy is. He's trying to use his shot fake. He just needs him to play up just a little bit. He just needs him to get close just a little bit. So he plays off his shot fake so that he can draw 2. Get him a shot. Again, he draws 2, so he puts us in great position for an offensive rebound. Now he's ripping through, playing off 2 feet, being aggressive towards the rim. Right? He sees him get hung up on the screen, so he knows he's ripping right through, going in a straight line, right? Trying to finish at the rim. So we do a great job. He slips out of the ball screen right here. He's not that big of a shooter, right? But he knows, okay, if there's room to shoot, there's room to drive. So he just rips right through it, draws 2 in his way, gets a great shot for 45% three-point shooter. So again, he's off the ball reading. All right, they're helping way too much. He knows, okay, I'm running right through this, playing off 2 feet at the rim. Getting fouled and playing off 2 feet, shooting yourself to the rim.
Coach, I have a quick question.
Yeah, what's up?
So obviously you're talking about playing off 2 feet every time, when you get to the rim. What do you guys talk about with your ball placement as far as when you get to the rim, you're trying to go play off 2 feet to go finish?
We just say you want to have your chin to the rim, because that's starting to put pressure on the rim as you have your chin up to the rim, and then you want to extend to the rim. So your chin up and extend to the rim as they're playing off of 2 feet. And really, you're teaching them to play off of 2 feet in traffic. Like if there was a situation where you shot fake and you drive and you're going on a straight line and nobody steps up, like you play off 1 foot and go dunk it. You play off 1 foot and go dunk it. If you beat your man, nobody steps up, play off 1 foot, go finish strong at the rim. But if somebody steps over, play off of 2 feet, come to a stride stop, play off of 2 feet, and as you draw 2 people, now it's time to make the decision. And the decision might be, I'm so close to the rim, I'm playing off of 2 feet, and I'm having great balance. But get your chin to the rim, and then you want to finish going towards the rim. Nothing going away from the rim. You want to finish going towards the rim. So some of the finishes you saw are things that we actually work on, where they'll catch the ball in the middle of the paint, play off of 2 feet. The guy does a great job of jumping up and walling up, and then we're just getting our chin to the rim and we're finishing around him. And so we'll work on those situations as well. Great question. So again, we get a little pick and pop right here. He knows he's got a long closeout. He runs right through it, play off 2 in traffic, finish. Yeah. They're going to put pressure on the rim, trying to create fouls. So going back to that question earlier, you teach them to be aggressive by making them play in straight lines and making them think that they're going to dunk it. So as we talked about before, we don't always, not everybody's as equal a shooter. So how do you create advantage in your way? So if you got a guy who he's not a big time shooter, but maybe you can put it on the floor. He's a good passer. This kid's a really good passer. So as you can see, if there's room to shoot, there's room to drive, right? So he can't shoot it, so he drives it. And as opposed to trying to force it, he realized, okay, in front of me, he tries to keep the ball between his hips. He turns it into a post up. Okay, now I drew 2 people. He doesn't make he needs to make this decision to kick out right here. But you can see, this is the second option for those guys who may not be as good as shooters. So here, he turns it into a post up. And now, as you can see, and this is why we really talk to our guards about giving them options of things they can do, if you don't beat your man. You turn it into a post up, right? As opposed to picking it up and taking it for you to fade away. And most guards, they don't practice post defense. So now he keeps the ball between his hips. And now you get a guard in there who, again, normally there's some of your better passes. And you get 5 guys focused in on the ball, off the ball cut. So it's not just for them to score, but you get guys able to draw 2. You get guys paying attention to your guard posting up. So again, he can't beat him. Okay, fine. I turned it into a post up. Gets a shot right in front of the rim. Again, it puts us in great position to get offensive rebounds. All right, here, doesn't beat him, turn it into a post up, right? As opposed to just picking it up. He keeps the ball between his hips, turns it into a post up. We get a great look with somebody on the perimeter. Again, leads the offensive rebounds. So if you got, bigger guards in your program, it's a great technique to teach them, okay, you didn't beat your man. Here's something else you can do, a second level decision you can do. Didn't beat my man, fine. Creating fouls. Again, similar situation, didn't beat my man, turned it into a post up. Now everybody's making 0.5 decisions. Once he draws 2, now he's making a 0.5 decision of 1 more, shot fake. Now I drew 3 people, playing off 2 feet, creating fouls. Getting his chin to the rim. Turns it into a post up to him. I draw 2. He attacks the line with his feet, staying aggressive. Similar scenario. Like I can't beat him, I can turn it into a post up. Any questions on any of that stuff?
I have a question.
Yeah, what's up?
But Marcus Gabriel, Cypress Ridge High School in Houston, Texas. I wanted to know, do you guys do a lot of breakdown drills as far as that 2-step and jump stop? And if so, how much time do y'all spend in practice with that daily as far as attacking the rim?
We try to do some sort of shooting drill or decision-making drill every single practice. Obviously, when you got scouting reports and things like that, but you'll do a lot of it and just in like individual kind of workouts with the guys, and teaching them that decision making, and getting them to read that second level, or getting them to read, you didn't beat your man. Okay, now turn it into a post up, and now you can draw 2 this way. So the aggression on the perimeter is 1, so that you can be ready to shoot, but 2, also so that you can make that decision, and now you can draw 2 and get the defense in rotation. Okay, yes, I can't beat my man. How do I still draw 2 people? How do I still draw 2 people so that I can get the defense in rotation and trying to get my teammates a great shot? Okay, now I can just turn it into a post up, and there, you get a lot of people focusing on you, moving off the ball. You get kickouts, but we'll spend time. We do a lot of breakdown drills. We'll start practice. Coach is big on skill development, so we'll start practice with we may call it 9-minute skill, where we'll have 3 different stations, and we'll kind of split the groups up: point guards, big wings, and bigs. And we'll rotate through the stations, and I may have the station where we're working on drive the post, or we're working on, decision making, and I'm running at them, and they got to make the decision of, okay, I can't shoot it, I need to drive it. All right, somebody stepping over, play off 2 feet, find my teammate or finish, whatever it is. But we'll try to start a lot of practices. And again, Coach Barnell is big on skill development. So
awesome.
Again, we try to start off practice a lot of times with some sort of skill station or guard forward breakdown, and we work on various decision making, and again we mix in drills and things like that, and just shooting drills. But even in our shooting drills, we're harping big time on footwork, and then we'll go into the progression of like utilizing that footwork to go make decisions, and being able to draw 2 people and find your teammate and getting great shots.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I appreciate that.
No problem, man.
Hey, Coach, quick question for you. This is Jeremy Myers from Team Takeover.
What's up,
hey, what's going on? All right, so one of my concerns, doesn't much. One of my concerns would be for the second level decision, right? When you're teaching kids to turn it into, hey, you didn't beat your man, turn it into a post up, right, to draw 2. Is you start to get kids that start reverting to that instead of understanding, hey, I had my man beat. So I'm assuming that you guys constantly have to preach that, hey, you could beat that guy. You had him beat. You didn't need the results of the pivot or the post up.
Right. So yeah, it's really, again, getting that skill development and getting those reps up of their first thought is, oh, I'm attacking the line with the ball, or attacking the line with my feet, and I'm looking to get that shot off, and then I'm going to try to clip him on the way by. So as you try to clip him on your way by and you hit him, you in your mind, okay, he's gone. He's gone. So you're not thinking about posting him up because he's behind you at this point.
Gotcha.
So now the only thing you're focused on is I'm getting ready to go dunk it. I'm trying to go dunk it. And then if somebody steps over it, then I can play off 2 feet and stop, and I can find somebody on the perimeter. And then as as you start to continue to work with them, then you start to mix in, okay, you closed out, say I'm a good defender. I took away your shot and I'm staying with you on your drive and I'm still on your hip and you're not in a straight line to go finish at the rim. Like you're moving on an angle towards the corner of the backboard. So, okay, fine. I'll just drive you all the way down there and now turn it into a post up. And now basically I got the ball into the paint and people are going to look at me and stare and collapse and I can get kickouts, or they're going to allow me to play one-on-one within 8 feet of the rim versus a dude who rarely ever practices post defense.
Gotcha. Okay. Appreciate that.
So, it may happen sometimes, but they end up getting that feeling of he's beat. And the most important thing is keeping him aggressive to play on that straight line so that if they don't feel him, then they know I don't need to turn into a post up. He's gone. I'm to the rim. I'm worried about the next guy now.
Gotcha. All right. Thank you.
No problem.
Hey, Coach Cedric Wilkerson here again with Thaler's Academy, Roseville. Just piggybacking off my question from earlier, you guys coached one of my good friends, Gabe DeVoe, here recently, and he came in as just a known shooter, knockdown. Didn't really get to the rim that much whenever we played him in high school. So when you guys get guys like that who are just known shooters, like that's what they want to do, what are some things that y'all try to do to like get them in the mindset of like being more aggressive and finding other ways to attack and just being more than just a shooter?
Yeah. Well, I think, just the way the game is gone, everybody's afraid of threes. They're afraid of threes. So if you can shoot, it's a great asset for you. It's a great asset for you because they're trying to take away your threes. And if they're trying to take away your threes, people are going to run at you. And now, again, it's about just creating that mindset of like, if they're running past you, you can drive it on a straight line and you're putting pressure on the defense like that. So like for guys that can shoot, the more you rep it, it becomes easier for them because they're like, hey, he's going to come running at me full speed. So all I got to do is shot fake and play in a straight line and start being aggressive at the rim. And then it's about teaching them their footwork and working on their finishes with them and things like that. But if you're a good shooter, embracing that part of yourself and saying like, hey man, like because I can shoot, they're gonna play me differently. They're gonna worry about me differently because I can shoot, and I can use that to my advantage. So if they're gonna take away my shot, which is fine, now I'm just gonna rip it. I'm gonna make you foul me because you got too close, and if you don't foul me, I'm going in a straight line and I'm playing at the rim. And if somebody steps up, then I'll make a second level decision. But I think it's about them just constantly understanding the game. There's being more threes taken than ever. And if you're a guy that can shoot, like this is a big time advantage for you because, people are trying to take away threes. You're trying to get threes. They're trying to take them away from you. So utilizing their aggression to take away threes from teams and take away threes from guys that are good shooters to open up the rest of their game and not just saying like, okay, I got to get off shots. To utilize that aggression that they already have and that skill that they already have to help them make next level decisions. Or as coach calls it, you have 100 level decisions, 200 level decisions, and then as you get higher and higher and start to really understand the game, but you being able to make that decision of I can't shoot it because he ran at me, which I'm a really good shooter. Now my next decision is just that much easier because I can just go in a straight line to the rim. And as you're drilling, working on drills with them, and you're working on driving in straight lines, like hold them accountable to playing in straight lines. Like, hold them accountable. Like, hey, you didn't clip my shoulder. Like you took a route. Like I'm going to catch up to you. like hold them accountable. Hit my shoulder. Make you hold the pad. Gotta hit it. Gotta hit it. Gotta hit it. And it just keeps developing that mindset of them playing in straight lines.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
No problem.
Yeah, Adam Hood, UTSA. I just had a quick question again.
Hey, what's up, man?
Nothing much. How are you?
I'm doing good, my good brother.
Good to see you. Again, I always try to study teams and what they're good at. You guys actually shot 66% at the rim. You know what I mean? And then you guys actually led the ACC in 2-point field goal percentage. Now, how many different finishing drills do you guys do? We struggled at the rim mightily, and I just see you guys have so much success there. Is it, it's just better athletes, but then you're ACC, so it should be comparable. What's kind of the secret sauce to have you guys so effective at the rim and at 2-point range?
Yeah,
close to the rim.
I think it's a combination of we do work on finishing drills. We have a drill that we'll start off with where we call it a Princeton layup drill, and all it is it'll be a guy or be a line of guys at half court, starting kind of right at half court in the corners, and so they're dribbling the ball. There'll be a manager on the wing, somebody underneath the rim with a pad. They got to dribble out in full speed, make a move, in and out, a crossover. We'll call it out, and then we're working on different finishes versus the pad. We're working on finishes off 1 foot. We're working finishes off 2 feet, power and getting our shin to the rim, finishing at the rim. We're working on pro hop, finishing with the opposite hand, finishing at the rim. So we spend, and that may be the first 10 minutes of our practice. And we're just working on different finishes at the rim, off 2 feet, finishing around people. I know in my own one-on-one drills, again, I'll just have, in between like shooting. So we may do a tough shooting drill. And as opposed to shooting free throws, I'll tell them to go to the foul line and literally like stand right at the charge circle, bounce on the ball. They got to go meet it with 2 feet. I'm jumping straight up, or I have, a pad, and they got to jump off 2 feet and they're finishing around me. Then I'm working on finishing with floaters. Then I'm working on finishing with the rondo back pivot move. So it's not extremely taxing on their legs, especially during the season, but also you get an opportunity to, that becomes their rest in a workout, and they're getting finishes in without you having to design a completely new drill. So just work on finishes and finishes at the rim. So we do spend time with that. I also think it's, again, coach talking to the guys about being aggressive with their footwork and being aggressive to shoot the ball and make decisions from the perimeter. Again, you get guys flying by. So now you're playing 5-on-4 and they're in scramble mode. So as they start to get spread out, as you drive, there's less people at the rim for you to finish around. So now it's playing off 2 feet and I'm finishing against one dude as opposed to a group of guys in a hunkered down defense. So that's why coach constantly talks about being able to draw two, because it just opens up the floor for you. And as they start to scramble, they get spread out, and now your finishes. And then we had Amir Sims at the 5, and I think he shot 37% from 3. And so he spent time on the perimeter. So as we drive, the 5-man just isn't always there. So now you're finishing against guards, you're finishing against wings and things like that. So it becomes a little easier. But I think the most important thing is, again, coach talks about our shot prep and being aggressive with our footwork and putting pressure on the defense, because we're having great footwork. They're flying by, and now we're making second level decisions. But the only way you can really make that second level decisions is if you already think you're going to go dunk it. You already think, like, I got rid of the first guy, I am going to the rim in a straight line drive, and I'm going to try to dunk it. And if somebody comes over, then I'll stop. But I'm not stopping, or I'm not slowing down trying to figure it out. And as you start to do the drills, that's what they'll do, is like they'll get rid of the first guy, and then they'll like kind of start hesitating to see like what's he doing. But you kind of got to train them out of that mindset of like, don't worry about it, just go to the rim. If they step up, you'll feel it and you can just stop. And then you can find the guys on the perimeter. Or if he's too late, you're already at the rim and there's nothing you can do. Like, he's probably getting a block and you're getting an N1, or you're getting an easy layup.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
No problem. Any other ones?
Coach, I have a question. Byron Taylor in transition, former college coach. So obviously when you moved up to Clemson, you're seeing a
How you
different type
doing,
of
man?
doing great, doing great. You're seeing a different type of athlete, seeing a different type of player.
Mm-hmm.
Was there a moment in practice or in a game when you were just like, man, this is a totally different level? Obviously being in ACC.
Yeah. I mean, you see guys make high level plays all the time. I think I've been fortunate in my career to kind of be around some really high level guys. Um, when I coached in prep school, I coached Chris McCullough that he went to Syracuse for 1 year and one and done and then got drafted by the Nets.
Right.
So, it was actually an adjustment when I went to college at first. Cause I'm like, man, I'm used to dudes just beating stuff up at the rim and dunking
Right.
and being
Right.
6'9" and basically a one and done kid. I was fortunate in those situations. And even when I went to Yale, I mean, there's a kid in the NBA right now. He left after 3 years, and he plays for the Utah Jazz, Mie Oni. So just being around high level players already, that it wasn't too much of a wow factor. But I think the greatest thing is as you start to really work with the guys and you start to see the light kind of turn on in terms of their decision making, and then you see as they become better at decision making, and then their talent can kick in.
Right.
So they become
Right.
solid with, footwork. They become solid with aggression, going to the rim, playing in straight lines. And then you can really start to see their talent take over, and they're able to use their talent because the reads just become second nature to them.
Right.
One that kind of sticks out in my mind is, the one that ended up on Sports Center where the kid John Newman had an unbelievable dunk at the rim, versus Duke, and got the foul, and it was crazy, crowd went crazy and everything like that. But I think the important thing was, leading up to that point, he hadn't been finishing well at the rim, so we had talked about, and worked on just continuing him playing on straight lines, playing inside the elbows, and then also he was taking his last dribble to the rim way too early. Like his last dribble was happening right above the foul line. It was happening
Oh,
right
wow.
before he got to the foul line, and he was taking off way too far, and he couldn't take off 2 feet. So he was always off balance. He was getting bumped, and he wasn't finishing.
Right.
So we just started working on and being able to take 2 bumps. So that first hit of getting through, I'm trying to beat my man. I shot fake. I take that first bump. He's still with me. I probably need one more. He's probably going to give me one more bump playing through that second one. And then also taking his last dribble right as he passes the foul line so that he could use his athleticism at the rim.
Right.
And
Right.
we had spent all week kind of working on taking that last dribble right after the foul line. We watched every single one of his finishes and noticed there was a trend of him just taking that last dribble way too early. And we worked on it, taking the bump, playing in straight lines, playing inside the elbow, and taking that last dribble right as he got to the foul line, or got past the foul line. And it ended up in an unbelievable dunk that went viral and all over the place. But I think that's the special thing is you kind of work with those guys on the decisions, work with them on developing that aggressive mindset, and then you can see their talent take over and their high level skill and abilities take over. And that's when you get special plays. And I think that's what, coach talks about and we try to harp on is them being really solid with their footwork, them being really solid with their aggression and being aggressive with their shot, and then having great fundamentals that if someone takes something away from you, you can make another decision. But as those decisions become second nature for you, then your abilities, your God-given abilities, your work ethic, all those things come into play, and you can make talented plays.
Right. Right. I appreciate that, Coach.
No problem, man. No problem. Any other ones? Well, I really enjoyed, kind of talking to you guys. I think it's a great opportunity Jamie's putting together here just for everybody to continue to get better and continue to work and just learn new things from different people. And this is something that, coaches really put an emphasis on in terms of our footwork and being able to make decisions and make reads. And it's always great to see new drills to work on guys' skill set. And I think, we try to work on those things as well, but put an even greater emphasis on being able to put them in drills and situations where they have to make decisions that translate into the game, and allow them to be able to, again, utilize their talent. But I think the more and more you can try to put them in situations where they have to make a decision and they have to, kind of figure things out as they learn how to be aggressive. I think they learn how to play and not just how to run a play. You know. No problem. Yeah, no problem, man. No problem. Thanks again for having me, man. Awesome, man. There's a lot of great coaches I see on this Zoom, man. A lot of great coaches. I'm looking forward to kind of following the next chats, and if I'll put my information in this group right here. If anybody wants to reach out, if you want me to send you the stuff, I got no problem doing it. As soon as I figure out how to type in this thing and send the chat. Yeah, big time, big time. Again, thanks for having me. I threw my hopefully it popped up. I threw my information up there. Feel free to reach out if you need me to send that stuff to you. Want to know about more drills and things like that, or whatever it may be. I got no problem doing it, man. Really appreciate you guys, taking the time to listen. Awesome, perfect, perfect. Hey, y'all enjoy Cinco de Mayo, man.
All right, thanks, bro.
Yeah, San Antonio, they were doing it.
Thank you, Coach.
No problem, man. Thank you.
All right.